Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the December 2023 online gathering of the Austin Ukulele Society. I say good evening. It may be a different time where you are, but I'm so glad you've tuned in this evening. This is the third annual Holiday Strum-a-long for us. So very happy you've decided to join us this evening. We're going to have a lot of fun. Before I go any further, let me introduce Jen Richardson. Jen is on the line and she is manning the live chat. So please do chime in. If you're a first timer, let us know. But in either case, whether you're a longtime fan or a first timer, let us know where you're watching from. Please give Jen a hello. And if you have a question as we go along, go ahead and post it in the chat. Jen will be watching for those. She can shoot a message over here to my wife Lyda, who is right by my side, and she can get the question to me so I can respond almost in real time. So it's almost like we're having a one-on-one lesson together. So thanks a lot, Jen, for all that you do to make all of these events just go seamlessly and make them seem like they're actual in-person live meetings. So thank you, Jen. Please be sure to say hey to Jen. All right. A quick review of tonight's agenda, what we're going to do. We are going to start with a couple of announcements, just a couple of minutes where I want to talk about some things that have happened since the last time we were together online, and also talk about some upcoming events. We will play our warm-up song, Bob Marley's Three Little Birds. That's our traditional warm-up song. And then we will launch into our holiday, Christmas, winter-themed songs for the evening. So if you are a first-timer, this evening is a little bit different than our regular online gatherings. Typically, when we have these sessions, I pick a single song and spend an hour and a half on just that one song. So we really do a deep dive into the chords and the chord progressions and how they fit together. We look at the strum patterns. We look at even some of the vocal harmonies. So we really do a very in-depth analysis of the song. And then afterwards, we even do a group video together, which then gets posted on our YouTube channel. Tonight's going to be a little bit different, though. Over the years that the Uke Society has been meeting, and we're coming to the end of our 13th year, we always learn a new holiday song. So what we're going to do tonight is just go through a play-along. We're going to do a strum-along of all of our various holiday songs. So I'm going to do a little brief tutorial at the beginning of each song, basically just to highlight something I think is interesting or unique, or maybe there's an interesting little trick about doing a chord change that appears in the song that if you learned it in that song would be helpful in another song. So just a little brief tutorial, but mostly what we're going to do this evening is go through each one of the songs one after the other, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. We will then, as we get to the end, we will play our wrap-up song, Willie Nelson's On the Road Again, and then we will switch over to playing some of our videos. In fact, you will see our last group video. That is the group video from the last time we had an online meeting, which was the Drifters up on the roof. Our friends Marty and Paul gathered together all of the people who submitted videos for that song. And so at the end of the evening, I will kick off that video so you'll have a chance to see it if you haven't seen it yet. It's really terrific. And that'll be followed by a few of our group videos of Christmas songs and holiday songs. So do stick around for that. So for some quick announcements, I did want to ask, we've done this every time that we meet online like this. I want to ask if you would take a selfie, take a photo of yourself with your uke, watching the live stream with other people in your family, whatever, and go ahead and send them to us. Send them to this address right here, austinukes@gmail.com. If you could send that to us in the next couple of days, say by the evening of local time, Saturday, December 9, that would be terrific, because what Jen and I like to do is gather all those pictures together and create mosaics of them, and I post them on our Facebook page. I don't know, it just helps me to be able to know that there really were people out there. And for regulars, I get to associate some of the names and faces. So do think about taking a photo of yourself or getting someone in your family there to take a picture of yourself with your uke, wearing your Austin Uke Society t-shirt, watching the live stream, whatever, standing in front of your Christmas tree if it's up already. We've got ours set up here. And go ahead and, as I said, send that into austinukes@gmail.com. That would be terrific. Of course, it wouldn't be a YouTube event if I didn't encourage you to subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. It just helps us with being able to reach more people, and you will be among the first to know when we schedule additional online events. And one of the things I wanted to mention as far as announcements go, we passed a milestone just last week. We passed our 2 millionth view on our YouTube channel. So it's very exciting just that, to have people be excited and interested in watching. And that's really all about you guys watching the stuff that we do. So thank you very much for watching the things that we do and being so enthusiastic. We have increased our number of subscribers 25% over where we were a year ago. A year ago this time we were at right under 10,000 subscribers, and now we're approaching 13. We're like 2.7. So again, the numbers aren't everything, and you can't do this if all you're doing is searching for views and likes, but it is exciting that people are watching what we're doing. And to have 2 million views, that I think is a real accomplishment on you guys. So thank you so much for doing that. It's kind of interesting. It took 11 years. It took us 11 years to get the first million. Only 11 years. Overnight success. And then just 2 years to get the next million. So we'll see what the future brings. But thanks very much. And do consider subscribing. If you like what we're doing this evening, go ahead and put a like on this video as well. I would appreciate that. It would be a nice Christmas gift to me. Think of it that way. Thanks. Let's see. What else do I need to mention in announcements? Just a brief reminder, if you would like to make a donation to the Austin Ukulele Society, you can go to our website, austinukulelesociety.com. There's a button there that will take you to our Square donation site, and you can make a donation. I want to thank sincerely all the very, very generous and kind people who have made donations over the last few months. It really helps us a lot to defray our costs. And Jen and I've said this before, we're totally committed to making sure that all of our events always remain free to people who want to come, both in person and online. So the donations are strictly voluntary. It is your own choice, but there's no need to do it. If you do, I'm very grateful, but there's no need. So I just wanted to mention that, and thanks to those who do. Upcoming events. If you're in Austin, next Thursday, 1 week from this very night, on December 14th at 7 p.m., we will be meeting at our regular meeting place, the Memorial United Methodist Church here in Austin, for our 13th annual potluck and strum-a-long. So that's a lot of fun. People bring a hot dish or snacks or beverages to share. We get to have a nosh and have a drink together. We play some of the Christmas songs that we're going to be playing this evening. We go through those. We will have an extended open mic so that if people want to play a Christmas or holiday themed song or not, whatever, if they want to share a song they've been working on, they'll have a chance to do that. It's just a lot of fun. No new song, no video. It's just a chance for us to socialize and make music together and have a bite to eat and a drink. It's great for me because usually during our monthly meetings, I am frantically running around getting things set up and putting up cameras and all this stuff. So it's an opportunity for me to get to actually sit down and meet with people. So that will be next Thursday here in Austin, 7 p.m. at our regular meeting place. And there will be an announcement coming out for that tomorrow in your email. Then we head into January 2024. This will be our 14th year that we're kicking off. We will have our January meeting here in Austin in person on January 11th. If you're planning on, it's just been so great the last year. So many folks have visited our meetings, have traveled to Austin to participate in our monthly meetings. It's terrific. We've had folks from Iowa and Minnesota, North Carolina, folks from Washington and Oregon, Chicago, Florida. just terrific to have folks come. So if you're planning on coming to our January meeting, it will be January 11th here in Austin. Plan to stay a couple of extra days because 2 days later, on January 13th, we'll be hosting our first open mic night at Kick Butt Coffee for 2024. So it's our first open mic of 2024. Will be Saturday 13th at Kick Butt Coffee here in Austin. It's always a blast. If you want to share a song and get on stage, it's great. Or just come out and have a beverage, have something to eat, and watch the show. And if you're not in Austin, we're going to be live streaming the open mic. We've done this the last couple of times we had open mics. It's not on this channel that you're watching right now. It's on the venue's YouTube channel. It's Kick Butt Coffee. So if you go to Kick Butt Coffee's YouTube channel on January 13th, don't go there right now. If you go there on January 13th, you'll get to watch the show if you're not in Austin. It'll be a lot of fun. Then on February 8th, we will have our February meeting in person here. And then February 22nd, we'll be back online to do a meeting just like this. More of a traditional meeting with our focus on a single song, going through the breakdown and the details, as well as a follow-up video that we'll do together. So that'll be in February. And I think that's all we've got planned. Jen, if I have missed something, please shoot Lyda a text, and I will make sure to announce that during the next break. Is everything looking okay? Video's looking good? Everything synced up? Awesome. I always like to check. All right. So let's play some songs together. Let's get this set up. All right. As we have done for every meeting, every gathering we've had since January of 2011 when we started the Austin Ukulele Society, we've always opened our meetings with Bob Marley's Three Little Birds. It's a terrific warm-up song, a 4-chord song. Helps us to limber up our fingers and warm up our voices, and most importantly, remind ourselves that every little thing is going to be all right. Because for the next 90 minutes or so, it is. All right. So, and if you haven't watched one of our in-person videos like this before, just to give you a quick orientation, we've got the Bob cam here, so you'll see me here in this screen to watch me singing and strumming along. We've also got down here the strum cam, so you can get a close-up of what my fretting hand and my strumming hand is doing. I can even zoom in on that when we get to some of the teaching parts. And then we will have over here, we'll have the chords and the lyrics of each one of the songs as we go through it. So everything should be on the screen, and Lyda will be driving the presentation as we go through. We are going to be using a basic strum pattern. We're going to start just strumming on a C chord together. Just follow along with me. When I have the sense through the Ethernet that we are all on the same beat, I'll count us in and we'll start the song. So let's do something like this. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. 3 little birds sit by my doorstep, singing sweet songs with melodies pure and true, singing, this is my message to you. Singing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Don't worry about other thing. 'Cause every little thing is gonna be alright. 'Cause every little thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. One last time. 'Cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Yes, because you know it will. All right. Terrific. I hope that was fun for you all, that you were able to follow along. Let's jump into our Christmas songs. Now, as I mentioned, we've been doing these. We do a new holiday, Christmas, wintry theme song every single year. I did put together a songbook that has all of the songs in it. And you can download that from our website. We're going to go through these songs. We're not going to actually do them in the same order as they appear in the songbook because there's certain things I want to teach in a particular order. But have no worries. The chords, the lyrics, everything is going to be right here on the screen. So, don't worry about having to follow along in the book. Everything will be right here. And also, I should point out, there's a lot of material that doesn't appear in the songbook, in the sense that if you go to our music library page and you download the individual song, if you've seen some of my arrangements before, I include tab, I include vocal harmonies, I put all sorts of additional things on there that aren't necessarily in the songbook, which is really just more for play-alongs and sing-alongs. So there's more stuff that's available that you can download from our music library page. But we're just going to take this in an order that I think I'm going to put some of my favorite songs where I want to play them. And as I mentioned, everything will be right here on the screen. Just a quick bit of orientation. I just want to point out just some things that I always include on my charts when I'm writing them, just to help us all stay on the same page. I use this little apostrophe mark here as an indication of a breath mark. So it's a place where we pause. That is, we strum the chord, but we don't come in for a beat or two if that little mark is showing there. So let me show you an example. Here's an example here on White Christmas, where we might go, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, strum just like the ones I used to know. So that, no.
I'm sorry.
All right. So, so that little, just like the, so we're not coming in singing right on the downbeat of that F chord. We're pausing just to take a breath, and then we come singing on the second downbeat of that chord, okay? So that's what that indicates. Then we have these notations here. What I call a hold is when we break the strum pattern, in that we strum, but instead of continuing the strum pattern, we just do one strum, and then we let that chord ring out until there's a notation that tells us to resume strumming. Okay, so if I were playing along on a C chord, I would just let that ring out on a hold. Stop is very similar in that we break the strum pattern, but as we're strumming along, instead of letting the notes ring out, we mute the strings. So, like that. Hold, stop. And that's really all that is. In fact, Light, if you wouldn't mind, this is a 2-page thing. I'll just show you this on, this is on Blue Christmas. So, decorations of red on a green Christmas tree won't be the same, dear, when you're not here with me, and when those blue. So, an example there of strumming that C7 until, and there's an indication that tells us we resume our strumming. So there's that. Let's see. We don't need to go through that. Okay, just a very quick run through of some of the strum patterns we're going to do this evening. For those who have participated in these before, you'll know that for strumming, one of the things I do is I recommend people to keep that strumming arm in motion for every beat, And what makes the difference in the strum pattern is whether or not our fingers or thumb, if you're a thumb strummer, make contact with the strings. So Light, if you would advance us through, I'll just let you know when to change. So this first strum pattern is just, we're just making contact with the strings every up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Would you go to the next one? If we drop and don't make contact with the strings on the upstroke of that first strum, we get this. 1, down, da, 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 da. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And one more, sweetie. Now we're going to drop the down strum on the third beat. It'll be like this. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then one last one. We can drop the up strum at the end. We get this. So this is just a way I think about strumming, that it's about keeping the arm in motion and then changing up what we when we make contact with the strings and when we don't make contact with the strings. I think it's a really good way to think about this. And obviously there's many more. I haven't done the math, but there's many more different combinations of including and dropping contact with the strings as we go along. Now, one thing I should point out too is if you're a beginner or we're playing chords that you're not comfortable with, it is always an option to just do a single strum per chord as we go along, instead of doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. It's always an option to do that. I do want to point out that in many cases, we're playing a full chord on a full strum pattern for the full 4 beats, but there are situations where we have 2 beats per chord. That is, 2 chords. The 4-beat strum pattern is shared by 2 chords, 2 beats each. And what we do in those situations is we just start the strum pattern again. So it's something like this. It'll become clearer when we actually get into the songs, and I've enclosed those cases with in a red box, and let me show you what that looks like. This is something I've become just very aware of just in the last year, that I've started adding this, because it became clear to me that it always wasn't obvious when we were holding a chord or strumming a chord for a full 4-beat strum pattern and when we were abbreviating that. So, for example, here's a page from I'll Be Home for Christmas. It's not obvious just from looking at that which chords we play for 4 beats and which chords we play for 2 beats, unless I put a box around them. So that indicates that box is a 4-beat strum pattern split evenly between those 2 chords. So for example, I'll be home for Christmas. You can count on me. So I hope that's helpful. Again, I'm always trying to improve this, and I've gone back to all of the old PowerPoints that I've done and added all of this in, trying to learn from my experience as we go along. So there's that. And again, if I didn't state it clearly before, it's always an option just to do 1 strum per chord. It's never a mistake to do that. There are a handful of cases where we play 1 beat per chord, but I'm now marking those with a little bracket there. So, for example, in Mele Kalikimaka, Merry Christmas to you. That little, just 1 strum per chord. So that is that. Oh, and then we have tab that we'll see from time to time. And just for folks who aren't familiar with this, is something I always try to just mention. So what the tab is showing here, if you're not familiar with this notation, we have 4 horizontal lines. Each one of the lines represents the 4 strings of the ukulele. From bottom to top, it's G, C, E, A, and the number there indicates the fret at which you are picking, The little lines at the bottom, the little stems, indicate the duration of the notes. In this case, all quarter notes, all one beat. So if we were going to be playing this, for example, some folks would just do the strumming, G, E minor, C, and D7. Could you please, it's my phone, it's on the table, sorry. So G, E minor, C, D7, we would be playing it like that. But other folks would be picking the tab, which would go like so. So again. Just what you may recognize as the intro to All I Want for Christmas Is You. Which we're going to be playing later. So I think that's all the introductory remarks I've got. I've talked enough. I've blathered enough. Was that something? Okay. All right. All right. So Holly Jolly Christmas combined with Marshmallow World. I like doing these little Christmas song medleys where I try to combine 2 songs together that I think are thematically related or have a common chord progression or have something interesting about them that goes together. So let's just dive right into it. We're going to be doing this strum pattern. Like that. I wanted to point out just a little interesting tidbit that both of these songs share is that they do this little walk down, this C to C major 7 to C6, which is open, to C major 7. You'll see this in another song we do later this evening, but it's a common feature in many songs. And again, it's just a walk down. This is a C major 7, C6, C major 7, and then back to C. Okay? All right, so here we go. Get this on. Yeah. Here we go. Everybody ready? So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and a. Have a holly jolly Christmas. It's the best time of the year. I don't know if there'll be snow, but have a cup of cheer. Have a holly jolly Christmas, and when you walk down the street, say hello to friends you know and everyone you meet. Ho, ho, the mistletoe hung where you can see. Somebody waits for you, kiss her once for me. Have a holly jolly Christmas, and in case you didn't hear, oh by golly, have a holly jolly Christmas this year. It's a marshmallow world in the winter when the snow comes to cover the ground. It's a time for play, it's a whipped cream day. I wait for it all year round. Those are marshmallow clouds being friendly in the arms of the evergreen trees. And the sun is red like a pumpkin head. It's shining so your nose won't freeze. Oh, the world is a snowball, see how it grows. That's how it goes whenever it snows. The world is a snowball just for a song. Get out and roll it along. It's a yummy, yummy world made for sweethearts. a holly jolly Christmas. And in case you didn't hear, oh by golly, have a holly jolly Christmas this year. Oh by golly, have a holly jolly Christmas this year. Yes, great song. All right. Hope you enjoyed that. Moving on. That's the end of that song. All I Want for Christmas Is You, Mariah Carey. I think this has officially now for several years in a row become the most played, most downloaded Christmas song each year. And I love this song. I think this is probably my favorite song. It's such a fun song to play, the way the chords swing and sway around the fretboard. We're going to be doing this strum pattern here, this down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. As always, you can do one strum per chord, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, or you can do two strums, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. All right, a couple of things I just want to point out real quickly that are featured in this song. One thing is this transition. There's several places where we do a transition from a B7 to an E minor. And just something that I like to do and point out to folks is that, for example, if we play B7 in this configuration here, ring finger on the 4th fret of my G string, middle here on 3rd fret of C, index finger on 2nd fret of E. If we play our B7 like that, and then just keep the same configuration of fingers, but move them over one string, we get E minor. So B7, E minor, B7, E minor, B7, E minor, okay? I think it's just a nice, handy little trick in that your fingers stay in the same configuration. We just shift them over one string and we transition from one chord to the next. Something too, in this song, we do this E minor to C minor transition in a few spots. And for those who have been playing with me for a while now, I like to use anchor chords, anchor strings when I can. What I mean by that is where situations where we pivot, we keep one string in place. So let me illustrate what I mean. Here we are at our E minor chord, and what I'm going to do is leave this middle finger pinned on the 3rd fret of my E string. That's our E minor, and I'm going to swivel around and put my index finger now on the 3rd fret of the C string and my ring finger on the 3rd fret of the A string. So if this is E minor, pivot around, C minor, E minor, C minor. Let me look at it this way maybe. E minor, C minor, E minor, C minor. Now, of course, you can always play a C minor by barring the 3 strings, the C, E, and A string on the 3rd fret. You can always do that. I usually like to play it like so with 3 fingers so that I can do this little E minor to C minor, E minor to C minor, okay? So that's one little thing. And then the last thing I want to just mention is this G to E minor. We've talked about this in previous sessions together, but what I'd like to point out here is when you have to transition from a G to an E minor, instead of moving all your fingers, you could simply take your pinky and apply it to the 4th fret of the C string. Let me get my hand in a better spot. So if this is G, I plant my pinky here on the 4th fret of C. I change nothing about my G shape here. I've just added this pinky finger, and that gets me my E minor. G, E minor, G, E minor, G, E minor. Let's see. G, E minor, G, E minor, okay? So just a couple of little tricks I like to share about how we can transition a little bit. And by the way, this video that we're doing right now is being recorded. It will be up on the Uke Society YouTube channel indefinitely. So if you ever want to come back to these, and you can even slow it down, you can always do that. I always leave these videos up indefinitely, so you can always come back later. All right, let's see. So let's dive into it. Now we're going to start with this little, the original has this nice little chiming pattern. I'm just going to play it as the tab. So if you would just like to play these chords here, this G, E minor, with that nice little transition I just showed, C to D7, and we'll do that twice, but I'm going to play the tab as we go along. So here we go, real slow for the intro. So 1, 2, 3, and let me start over again. 1 and 2, 3, and I don't want a lot for Christmas. There is just one thing I need. I don't care about the presents underneath the Christmas tree. I just want you for my own, more than you could ever know. Make my wish come true. All I want for Christmas is you. 2, 1, 2, 3, and I don't want a lot for Christmas. There is just one thing I need. I don't care about the presents underneath the Christmas tree. I don't need to hang my stockings there upon the fireplace. Santa Claus won't make me happy with a toy on Christmas Day. I just want you for my own, more than you could ever know. Make my wish come true. All I want for Christmas is you. You, baby. I won't ask for much this Christmas. I won't even wish for snow. I'm just gonna keep on waiting underneath the mistletoe. I just want you here tonight, holding on to me so tight. What more can I do? All I want for Christmas is you. You, baby. All the lights are shining so brightly everywhere, and the sound of children's laughter fills the air, and everyone is singing. I hear those sleigh bells ringing. Santa, won't you bring me the one I really need? Please bring my baby to me. I don't want a lot for Christmas. This is all I'm asking for. I just want to see my baby standing right outside my door. I just want you for my own, more than you could ever know. Make my wish come true. All I want for Christmas is you. You, baby. All I want for Christmas is you. Baby, all I want for Christmas is you. Baby, one more. All I want for Christmas is you. Baby. Great. Awesome. Okay. Great song. I hope you had fun doing that. I love playing that song, despite my couple of gaffes in there. just to serve as a reminder. I put those mistakes in there quite on purpose so that you know for real that this is live. Okay? That's the only reason. All right. Next. Moving on. What do we got? Oh, Mele Kalikimaka combined with Jingle Bells. Let's see. We're going to use the very same strum pattern that we just used on the last song. So let's just jump right into it. Now, it's at a slightly different tempo, so it's the same strum pattern, but we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Just a little bit peppier. Maybe we'll slow it down just a little. Something like that, all right? All right, Lida, everything okay?
Yep.
Online?
Yep.
Any questions? No? All right. Here we go. We'll take it a little bit slower. So 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. Here we go. And Mele Kalikimaka is the thing to say on a bright Hawaiian Christmas day. That's the island greeting that we send to you from the land where palm trees sway. Here we know that Christmas will be green and bright. The stars will shine at day and all the stars at night. Mele Kalikimaka is Hawaii's way to say Merry Christmas to you. Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh, o'er the fields we go, laughing all the way, ha ha ha. Bells on bobtail ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to laugh and sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Mele Kalikimaka is the thing to say on a bright Hawaiian Christmas day. That's the island greeting that we send to you from the land where palm trees sway. Here we know that Christmas will be green and bright. The sun will shine by day and all the stars at night. Mele Kalikimaka is Hawaii's way to say Merry Christmas, a merry, merry Christmas, a merry, 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 merry Christmas to you. Whew. That was peppy. Hope you were able to keep up with that or just play one strum per chord, but fun song. Comments, criticisms, observations, question? Everything going okay out there? All right. Good. All right. Next up, what do we got? Oh, the Rockin' Christmas Medley. Let me grab a quick drink. All right. So this is a combination of 3 really popular Christmas songs that have a similar rockin' beat. We're going to use the strum pattern. It was the first strum pattern we used on Holly Jolly Christmas.
Somebody wanted help with a B flat.
So B flat. So the question was, somebody wanted help with a B flat. Well, I was afraid somebody was going to, not afraid, but someone always asked that question. So let me offer a suggestion. Really let me do this. Let me come over here and zoom in. Now, there's a couple of different ways that B flat can be played real quickly. One is this way, where I'm barring the top 2 strings, the E and the A. I've got my middle finger on the 2nd fret of C and the ring finger on the 3rd fret of G. I've got my thumb back here kind of bracing it. You can also play this as a bar chord where you're barring across the first fret and then put the other two fingers down. So really the only difference there is this short bar versus this long bar. I do, just as an aside, when I'm playing bar chords, I tend to, you'll notice I have my thumb here as sort of a brace. I think a mistake that I have made is to do this sort of thing, where you notice my thumb and index finger are right on top of each other, so I'm trying to pinch there. I gave myself tendinitis pretty readily by trying to do this pinch. Your thumb just doesn't have very much strength in this position, whereas in this position, it has a lot of leverage because you've created essentially a fulcrum there. But in either case, that's going to be your B flat chord. The best suggestion I can make to you is simply to practice that, but here's a little exercise that you can try. Play a B flat minor 7, like this, B flat minor 7. It's the same as the B flat, but you notice I've left open that A string. So B flat major 7, B flat major 7, and then drop your index finger down to bar those two strings, and then raise it back up. B flat major 7, B flat major, B flat major 7, B flat major. I think it's a good way to drill on that. And so when I was first learning and really getting into the B flat, it was a question of, all I'm doing there is putting the tip of my index finger and then laying it flat to build up those bar chord muscles. So I hope that's helpful. There's really no trick to playing the B flat, and you can't avoid it. It's just a necessary thing, and I think a good way to do that is to just drill on that. Okay?
186 people watching.
Cool. Lida's telling me 186 people are out there. Merry Christmas, everyone. Thanks for watching. So glad you're here. All right. Moving on. So, one thing I wanted to show you before we get into the Rockin' Christmas medley, because this comes up many times in this song and actually a few other songs. We've actually seen it earlier this evening in the Holly Jolly Christmas song, and it is this. It's this transition from a D minor to a G7. Is there something Christmassy about it? But it just seems to appear in a lot of Christmas songs, I guess when they're in the key of C. But this D minor, so let me zoom in just to kind of show you a good way to do this. Here's my D minor, 2, 2, 1, and then open. And to transition to the G7, what I do is I leave this index finger pinned to the first fret of my E string and drop middle finger, second fret of C, ring finger, second fret of A. So that's A7. So D minor, G7, D minor, G7. It's a handy way to do that. Again, I like having situations where instead of lifting up all of your fingers off the fretboard to go from D7 to G7, leave that index finger pinned in that spot. And you can transition back and forth between those chords very readily. And that's a very good drill to do as well. Just next time you're streaming your favorite show, just sit there and do that. And as my long-suffering wife will attest, I do this all the time, where I just play the same 2 or 3 chords or the same thing over and over and over again. Notwithstanding mistakes that get made, nevertheless, but it's a good thing to do to just build up that muscle memory of transitioning. So you will see that a lot in this song and in a couple of other songs down the road. Oh, another thing to point out, this song, we're going to see again that we saw in the Holly Jolly Christmas song. We will see that little transition again in this medley. Okay? All right, so here we go. Let's dive into it. How are we doing on time? Oh, we're doing great. Here we go. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and and 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and party hop. Mistletoe hung where you can see, every couple tries to stop. Rocking around the Christmas tree, let the Christmas spirit ring. Later we'll have some pumpkin pie and we'll do some caroling. You will get a sentimental feeling when you hear voices singing, let's be jolly. Deck the halls with boughs of holly, rocking around the Christmas tree. Have a happy holiday. Everyone dancing merrily in the new old-fashioned way. Jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells swing and jingle bells ring. Snowing and blowing up bushels of fun. Now the jingle hop has begun. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells chime in jingle bell time. Dancing and prancing in Jingle Bell Square. In the frosty air, what a bright time. It's the right time to rock the night away. Jingle bell time is a swell time to go gliding in a one-horse sleigh. Giddy up, jingle horse, pick up your feet. Jingle around the clock. Mix and a mingle in the jingling beat. That's the jingle bell, that's the jingle bell, that's the jingle bell rock. Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, prospero año y felicidad. Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, prospero año y felicidad. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. Yeah. Cha-cha-cha. Cool. Fun song. And I hope you see the repetition of some of the chords and some of the patterns. It's one of the nice things, and I always try to highlight, especially when we do our deep dives, I try to highlight situations where here's a little chord progression that if you master it in this song, you can take it and apply it to dozens and dozens of other songs. All right, so let's see what's next. Blue Christmas and White Christmas medley. All right, got to keep the juices flowing. All right. Here we're going to do pretty much the same chord pattern, or strum pattern rather, that we just did, except we're going to drop that final up strum so it sounds like this. Not to say that I won't sometimes, and it's perfectly fine to if you snag the strings on that final up strum. It happens, so don't worry about it. All right. Oh, I did want to mention just something that happens in this song, just as a little tip. This F to F minor, we saw it in the previous song. But one of the things I like to do when I'm playing an F to F minor, if I'm playing an F chord, and I know an F minor is coming down the road, what I will do is I will put my ring finger on the 3rd fret of the C string, kind of like you see here under number 2, ring finger. You could use your pinky finger also if you have smaller hands, pinky finger. So you see that red mark there that indicates, well, that C note is also in the F chord. So as I'm playing that F chord, I will drop a finger down there, and then I can use that finger as a pivot point to swing around and get my F minor, okay? In other words, I don't have to lift all my fingers up and then get my pinky or my ring finger down on that C note. I've got it there already. Let me see if I can just zoom in. So if this is F, I drop a finger here on that C note and then just switch those two strings around. F, F minor, F, F minor. So it's F, F minor, F, F minor. So if I could offer just another exercise, just a thing to work on, is doing this F, F minor, F, F minor, F, F minor, F, F minor, endlessly until you drive your spouse or living companions absolutely nuts. But you will have that down. Okay, so just a little tip on that. Let's see. Well, we don't have to talk about that. All right, we'll just play it. There is a little tab is what I was getting at there, but don't worry about that. I'll play it. You can just worry about the chords. How about that? All right, I just want to make sure we get through as many songs as we can. Here we go. So kind of a modest tempo on this one. It's a slow-paced song. So here we go. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, C minor. I'll have a blue Christmas without you. I'll be so blue thinking about you. Decorations of red on a green Christmas tree won't be the same, dear, if you're not here with me. And when those blue snowflakes start falling, that's when those blue memories start calling. You'll be doing all right with your Christmas of white, but I'll have a blue, 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 blue Christmas. I'll have a blue Christmas, that's certain. And when those blue heartaches start hurting, you'll be doing all right with your Christmas of white, but I'll have a blue, blue Christmas. Very Elvis-like, come on. But I'll have a blue, 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 blue Christmas. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, with every Christmas card I write. May your days be all your Christmases be white. Yeah, that's how we do that. Nice. I hope you noticed that there was a few of those D minor to C7 changes throughout White Christmas. By the way, on the subject of B flat, since we were talking about B flat earlier, well, I won't go back to it, but I do want to point out, just as another exercise you might try, you notice that we did a B flat 6 in Blue Christmas, which is basically a B flat minus this note, so it has an open G. That's our B flat 6. So another exercise you could do would be to play a B flat 6 and then drop your ring finger down on the 3rd fret of the G string. So B flat 6, B flat major, B flat 6, B flat major. Again, just a way to strengthen those B flat muscles. Important to strengthen those B flat muscles so that you won't be flabby. I don't know what would be the thing. So anyway, all right. Comments, questions, criticisms, observations? Okay, great. All right. Let It Snow, Let It Snow, Let It Snow, and Winter Wonderland. 2 winter-themed songs. I don't think these songs even mention Christmas at all, but that's okay. They're all about the wintry weather. Here we're going to do this strum pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, down, up, down, up, down, up. And all the usual stuff. Again, if you want to do just one strum per chord, that is perfectly fine. All right, so here we go. Let's just dive right in. All right. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and a. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Oh, it doesn't show signs of stopping. So I brought some corn for popping. The lights are turned way down low. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. When we finally kiss goodnight, how I'll hate going out in the storm. But if you'll really hold me tight, all the way home I'll be warm. Oh, the fire is slowly dying. Oh, my dear, we're still goodbying. But as long as you love me so, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Sleigh bells ring, are you listening? In the lane, snow is glistening. A beautiful sight, we're happy tonight, walking in a winter wonderland. Gone away is the bluebird, here to stay is a new bird. He sings a love song while we stroll along, walking in a winter wonderland. In the meadow we can build a snowman and pretend that he is Parson Brown. He'll say, are you married? We'll say, no, man, but you can do the job when you're in town. Later on we'll conspire as we dream by the fire, to face unafraid the plans that we made, walking in a winter wonderland. When we finally kiss goodnight, how I'll hate going out in the storm. But if you'll really hold me tight, all the way home I'll be warm. Oh, the fire is slowly dying, and dear, we're still goodbying. But as long as you love love me so. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. One more. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Yes, great song. All right. Let me get a drink before my voice gives out. How many we have now?
160.
Okay, great. All right, what's up next? Santa Claus is coming to town. All right. Now, let's see. Our strum pattern here is going to be our standard island strum. We've seen this a few times this evening. Yeah, like so. Something I wanted to point out here that's a little bit different now. So far this evening, every time we played, we had a situation where two chords shared a 4-beat strum pattern. It was 2 and 2. But of course, it doesn't have to be 2 and 2. It can be 3 and 1. It can be 1 and 3. It can even be 1 1/2, 2 1/2. But in this particular song, what we've got is 1 and 3. Because in this version of Santa Claus is Coming to Town, we're doing the Phil Spector version, not the traditional version, right? So the way this sounds is like so: 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I've even put a little stop in there. Let's do that together. G, D, D, 4, C. 4, C, 2. Join in. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, you don't have to do a full stop there, but it's just to kind of emphasize the fact that there is just a first beat and then 3 beats that follow it rather than our typical 2 and 2. And where that appears is at the end of each one of the verses, right? So we have, you better watch out, you better not cry, better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town again. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. One, Santa Claus is coming to town. So that's how we're going to play that. So, and you'll notice there on that first beat, there's one of those little breath marks there to indicate that we're not going to start singing until we get to beat number 2, right? So it's rest. Santa Claus is coming to town. Rest. Santa Claus is coming to town. All right? Okay. So let's dive in. If you wouldn't mind driving, sweetie. And here you'll notice here we've got that G to E minor, where we can use that little trick of just applying our pinky if we want to do that. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and... the kids in girl and boy land will have a jubilee. They're going to build a toyland all around the Christmas tree. Oh, you better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town, Santa Claus is coming to town, Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. Yeah. All right. Fun song. Okay? All right. And let's see. Oh, Little Saint Nick. Cool. Okay, making sure I'm in tune. Okay, Little Saint Nick. This is the Beach Boys song. This is the song that we did just last month. So this was the Austin Ukulele Society's most recent Christmas song. Now we do this with this same island strum pattern that we've done several times, but with kind of a swing feel to it. Something like that. Let's see. Oh, and there is some tab in this. I'm not going to play each one of the tab marks that are in here, but that's fine. I'm going to play the video of the big group playing this song when we get to the end of tonight's meeting, following the group performance of Up on the Roof. I'll play that, so you'll get to hear all of the picking parts. But so let's go through this. Here we go. Ready, sweetie? Here we go. So 1 and 2, 1, 2, 3, and D minor. Ooh, Merry Christmas, Saint Nick comes this time each year. Ooh, well, way up north where the air gets cold, there's a tale about Christmas that you've all been told, and a real famous cat all dressed up in red, and he spends the whole year working out on his sled. It's the little Saint Nick, little Saint Nick. It's the little Saint Nick, little Saint Nick. Just a little bobsled, we call it old Saint Nick, but you walk a toboggan with a 4-speed stick. She's candy apple red with a ski for a wheel, and when Santa hits the gas, man, just watch her peel. It's the little Saint Nick, little Saint Nick. It's the little Saint Nick, little Saint Nick. Run, run, reindeer. Run, run, reindeer. Run, run, reindeer. Run, run, reindeer. He don't miss no one, falling through the snow at a frightening speed, with a half a dozen deer and a Rudy to lead. He's gotta wear his goggles so the snow really flies, and he's cruising every path with a little surprise. It's the little Saint Nick, little Saint Nick. It's the little Saint Nick, a little Saint Nick. Run, run, reindeer. Run, run, reindeer. Run, run, reindeer. Run, run, reindeer. He don't miss no one, falling through the snow at a frightening speed, with a half a dozen deer and a Rudy to lead. He's gotta wear his goggles cause the snow really flies, and he's cruising every pad with a little surprise. It's the little Saint Nick, a little Saint Nick. It's the little Saint Nick, a little Saint Nick. Ooh, Merry Christmas, Saint Nick comes this time each year. Sing it, Lida. Ooh, Merry Christmas, Saint Nick. Ooh, Merry Christmas, Saint Nick. Comes this time each year. Ooh, Merry Christmas, Saint Nick. Sorry, nothing like being caught on the spot. On camera, there. Making Lida join in to sing. Off camera. All right. That's a great song. And one thing I wanted to mention, I didn't mention it up front, but I thought of it as we were playing along. Sometimes people struggle with this D minor 7 chord. So a couple of things just to mention. In many cases, and this song is a good example of that, in many cases it is perfectly fine if the D minor 7 is challenging to simply play a plain old D minor. Perfectly fine. Especially if you're playing as part of a group. If at least some of the people in that group are playing that D minor 7 to get that C note in there, the D minor plus that C note, as long as some people are doing that, the overall effect of the ensemble will be a D minor 7. So again, in this case, it's perfectly acceptable to substitute just a plain D minor for the D minor 7. But let me show you a little, I don't know if it's a trick, but it's a thing that I usually do when I'm playing the D minor 7 that might be helpful to you. I personally find it a little challenging to get that pinky finger to land with all the other fingers at the same time on a D minor 7. So for example, if I'm playing some other chord like a G, and then get to a D minor 7 where you've got to get all 4 fingers in place, often what I will do is I will start off the first strum with a D minor and then plant my pinky. Remember we talked about planting the pinky earlier when we were talking about the F to F minor transition. So I will typically often play a D minor and then plant my pinky down on the second beat. So it would sound something like this. So for example, if we go to the beginning here, Light, if you wouldn't mind changing the... So, hauling through the snow at a frightening speed, with a half a dozen deer and a Rudy to lead. He's gotta wear his goggles 'cause the snow really flies, and he's cruising every path with a little surprise. So just to show you that what I'm doing there is, he's gotta wear his goggles, D minor, then D7. So it's, I don't know if it's a trick or anything, but it's just something I often do to kind of lean into the D minor 7 if it's going to be challenging to get all 4 fingers in place, to do the initial strum as a D minor, then plant the pinky for the D minor 7. Stick the landing. All right. Next song we've got. All right. I'll be home for Christmas and I'll be home for the holidays. And this is actually our last Christmas tune, unless there's popular acclaim to go back and redo one of them, which I'm more than happy to do. So again, these two things, this is the one we did last year, where we have the theme of home. So we're either going to be home for the holidays or we're on our way home. Now, this song has a lot of chords, but we're going to see a lot of the same patterns that we saw in earlier songs. So do not fret. So here we go. Our strum pattern is going to be the same island strum we've seen before. And this is kind of a slow and moderately paced song. We don't want to get too speeded up, too fast. So we're going to do on this one something like this. Something like that, okay? One thing I wanted to point out as well is there is a chord progression in this song that goes from G to this B flat diminished to an A minor 7, the easiest chord there is, no fingers, A minor 7 to D7 to E minor 7. And what I wanted to point out in this chord progression are the notes there that I've indicated in red, where basically those notes just kind of float around the keyboard, right? They float around rather the fretboard. So we've got a G, and I've got my index finger on the second fret of the C string, and I have my middle finger on the second fret of the A string. Then to go to that B flat diminished, I'm just going to drop those two fingers down one fret. Then I lift my fingers off entirely for that A minor 7, and then I put them back now on the G string and the E string, but in the same configuration they were in before. In other words, it's the same shape. My fingers are in the same position, the same orientation. They're just shifted over a string, and then I shift back to my original starting place for my E minor 7. So it sounds like this. I'll play this here, 4 beats per chord. G, B flat diminished, A minor 7, D7 to E minor 7. Let's do that together. Let's just cycle through these 5 chords 2 or 3 times, okay? At a modest tempo. So here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. G, B flat diminished, A minor 7, D7, E minor 7. Let's do it again. G, B flat diminished, A minor 7, D7, E minor 7. Let's do it again. G, one more time. G, 2, 3, 4, B flat diminished, A minor 7, 2, 3, D7, 2, 3, 4, E minor 7. It's kind of a nice little chord progression, but what I like about it, what I find interesting is just this relationship between these two fingers that just moves in kind of a little square dance around the fretboard. I'm easily amused, I guess. So.
Somebody requested if we could add Last Christmas.
Last Christmas, maybe. We'll see.
Okay, if there's time.
If there's time, we'll see. All right. So I wanted to point out here also, we have another instance of, instead of having 2 beats and 2 beats together to make the a 4-beat strum pattern, we have 1 and 3, and it's on 2 different chords this time. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's just do those first 2 there. I'll just show you again. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, C, D7, C, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, yeah, I don't think we need to, let's do this little exercise here one time. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and C, 2, 3, 4. And it goes on. All right, so just a little to point that out. By the way, I didn't mention this earlier, but those little hash marks, you'll often see those on chord charts. And the slashes there are intended to indicate the number of beats each of the chords is played. Now, if they're absent, that would generally indicate that it's 2 and 2. That would be the typical assumption if they're there with no indication. But here I've put those slash marks in there just as a way to indicate that it's 1 beat and then 3 beats on the other chord. If it were other arrangements, the slashes would be organized in different ways. But it's something that you may see on other charts to indicate the number of beats there are when it's not evenly spread out. Yeah, let's just jump right into it. All right. Here we go. So a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and 6. proudly gaze. For the holidays, you can't be home sweet home. I met a man who lives in Tennessee, and he was heading for Pennsylvania and some homemade pumpkin pie. In Pennsylvania, folks are traveling down to Dixie's sunny shore. From Atlantic to Pacific, gee, the traffic is terrific. Oh, there's no place like home for the holidays. 'Cause no matter how far away you roam, if you want to be happy in a million ways, for the holidays, you can't be home sweet home. For the holidays, you can't be home sweet home. I'll be home for Christmas. You can plan on me. I'll be home for Christmas, if only in my dreams, if only in my dreams. Yeah. Cool.
Last Christmas.
So yeah, we had a request for Last Christmas. Let me see. I don't know if I have that loaded up here. So let me, what's that?
Go to your picture.
Yeah, I'm going to go to my face here while I do some looking around and see what I've got. It was not a song I had prepared. So let me see if I've got it. Sorry. Yeah, we can do. I do have it here loaded up. If someone would really like to do that, I'm very happy to do that. So,
It's a request from Linda C.
from Linda C. Where is Linda C. watching from? Do we know?
I don't know.
Okay. All right. So, let's do it. Let's see if there's something we need to know. All right. Thank you for your patience and standing by. So this song is really pretty straightforward because it's these four chords and only these four chords, and they are played 8 beats per chord, and it stays the same throughout the song. So let's just do that together a couple of times to get used to it because we have this little bar chord here, this B minor. Again, let me just mention with that B minor, as I usually do when I'm doing a bar chord. So the way that bar chord is played, what I'm doing is I'm barring the second fret with my, let me get my middle finger out of the way. I don't mean to flash that at you. I've got my index finger here barred at the second fret, and then I use my ring finger to push down on the 4th fret of the G string. We get our B minor. But I do, again, want to point out that one of the things I do is I put my thumb away from this barred finger. Rather than trying to do this pinch where I've got my index finger and thumb parallel to each other and I'm pinching, I find it easier myself to do something like this. Because what you end up with is sort of a natural fulcrum. You've got a more natural muscle pressure to apply on that second fret than if you're trying to pinch. And as a person who suffered for a long time with tendonitis in my hands, I really try to find ways to avoid putting an extra strain on these muscles and on my fingers. Okay? Was there a question that came up?
But Linda is from Florida.
Linda's from Florida. Thank you for watching, Linda. So here you are, as you requested. Let's go through these chords just a couple of times. So here we go. A 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3. Oh, by the way, sorry, I didn't mention a strum pattern. Let's just do this. Bump, 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 bump. There's a way to do this as well where you can use chucks, but I'm going to just get into the song. Move my mouse? Oh, is my mouse in the way?
Yep.
Oh. Ah, got it. Okay. Here we go. Let's just circle through these strums and these chords a few times. 8 beats per chord. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and D. B minor. E minor. A. No, just stay on that letter. D. B minor. Just one more time. D, B minor, E minor, A. Yeah. And basically we repeat that chord pattern throughout, but I will say also in the verses, we just do a 1 strum and let that ring out for 8 beats, and we do a finger snap. Okay? So follow along with me when we get to that spot. Just to do something to break the just strumming, the repeating the same chords over and over again. So here we go. Intro. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, D. Twice shy, I keep my distance, but still I catch my eye. Tell me, baby, do you recognize me? Well, it's been a year, it doesn't surprise me. Merry Christmas, I wrapped it up and sent it with a note saying I love you, I meant it. Now I know what a fool I've been, but if you kissed me now, I know you'd fool me again. Last Christmas I gave you my heart, but the very next day you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special. A crowded room, friends with tired eyes, I'm hiding from you and just soul of eyes. I thought you were someone to rely on me. I guess I was a shoulder to cry on, a face on, a lover with a fire in his heart, a man undercover, but you tore me apart. Ooh, now I found a real love. You'll never fool me again. Last Christmas I gave you my heart, but the very next day I gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special. And yeah, all right. I know. It is light. Observed it was a sad song. It is kind of a sad, bittersweet song about love lost. All right. Let's see. Are there any we want to redo? That's all the songs I've got in my Santa sack. In fact, let's do this. Let me wrap up with some announcements. If we want to play one more Christmas song again, we can do that, and then we'll finish up with our closeout song. So let me switch back. First of all, let me get us in the right spot so that we can resume. All right. Oops. All right. So, first of all, thank you so much for joining this evening. So glad you were able to participate in our third annual online Ukulele Holiday Strum-a-long. Very happy to have you here. If you haven't already, please, please, please give a shout out to Jen in the live chat. I know she's probably been typing her fingers to little stubs. Jen just is my partner in everything related to the Austin Ukulele Society, so please do give her a big thanks and a big shout out. Also want to thank Marty Porter and Paul Butler, whose compilation video you will see very shortly at the end of the evening. Also want to remind you, if you would please consider taking a picture of yourself, get a selfie, holding your uke, standing in front of your Christmas tree, watching this live stream, whatever, and send it here to austinukes@gmail.com. Preferably, if you would please, by this Saturday, so that would be December 9th, by the evening.
5 p.m.
By
Central Standard Time.
5 p.m. Central Standard Time? Wow, that's very specific. Okay. All right. So, yes, if you would do that, that gives Jen and I time to get everything compiled together so that we can get it shared on our Facebook page. Like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. It really helps us out. Let's see. We have got next Thursday our in-person potluck and holiday strum-along happening here in Austin, 7 p.m. at the Memorial United Methodist Church. By the way, the event starts at 7 o'clock, but if you're bringing a hot dish or some other kind of dish to share, we'll be there at 6:30, so if you want to come early to get prime placing of your dish or to help us set up the tables, that would be terrific. And then we will meet to kick off our 14th year on January 11th, followed 2 days later by the very first of 2024 Ukulele Open Mic Night at Kick Butt Coffee, which will be live streamed. That was a lot. Was there any consensus to do another song or no? I'm happy to do it.
Somebody said not to end on a sad note.
Okay. Oh, that's, that's really true. So here's what I want to do. I want to play my favorite song. I would like to do All I Want for Christmas Is You again, if that's all right with y'all. I like that song. All right. So that's what we're going to do. All right. And then we'll do our wrap up for the evening, okay? All right, here we go. So 1, 2, 3, strum and. And. For Christmas, there is just one thing I need. I don't care about the presents underneath the Christmas tree. I just want you for my own, more than you could ever know. Make my wish come true. All I want for Christmas is you. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't want a lot for Christmas. There is just one thing I need. I don't care about the presents underneath the Christmas tree. I don't need to hang my stocking upon the fireplace. Santa Claus won't make me happy with a toy on Christmas Day. I just want you for my own, more than you could ever know. Make my shining so brightly everywhere. And the sound of children's laughter fills the air. And everyone is singing. I hear those sleigh bells ringing. Santa, won't you bring me the one I really need? Please bring my baby to me. I don't want a lot for Christmas. This is all I'm asking for. I just want to see my baby standing right outside my door. I just want you for my own, more than you could ever know. Make my wish come true. All I want for Christmas is you. You, baby. All I want for Christmas is you. Baby, all I want for Christmas is you. Baby, all I want for Christmas is you. Baby. Yeah. Now that's a happy song to end our holiday songs on. That's a good one. And it's true that all I really want for Christmas is for you folks and to join us here this evening, and I'm awful glad you did. So let's switch over to our ending song.
Green.
Well, that's okay. You get to see a little bit of the sausage factory here. We're getting close to the end. Here we go. All right. As we have done for every one of our meetings since we first started meeting in January of 2011, before we head out on the road again, we play Willie Nelson's On the Road Again. It's a fun song. Again, thanks so much for joining us. As I mentioned, we'll be back here online for our next online meeting on February 22. Stay tuned after this song to watch the group video from our last get-together, which is the Drifters up on the Roof. It will be coming next. But here we go with On the Road Again. Yes? Oh.
There was a request for me on camera, so hello everybody and Merry Christmas, and thank you, Bob.
Thank you, sweetheart. Merry Christmas to you too. Thank you for doing everything that you do to keep the slides and everything working, and putting up with my endless ukulele fanaticism. Okay. All right. Here we go. All right, here we go. Like our first song, we're going to strum on C. When we're all together on C, I'll count us in. So here's our strum pattern, like so. Everybody on board? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. On the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again. The life I love is making music with my friends, and I can't wait to get on the road again. On the road again. Going places that I've never been. Seeing things that I may never see again. And I can't wait to get on the road again. On the road again. Like a band of gypsies we go down the highway. We're the best of friends, insisting that the world keep turning our way. And our way is on the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again. Life I love is making music with my friends, and I can't wait to get on the road again. I can't wait to get on the road again. And I can't wait, one more time. And I can't wait to get on the road again. Good night, everyone. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. happy Hanukkah, happy all of the end of year holidays, and we'll see you in 2024. Thank you so much for joining us. Stay tuned for our group video from August. Thanks again, and good night. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and. Thank you guys. That's terrific. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and...